Hey guys, we've got a figure today that I mentioned in a previous video that I wasn't really sure I actually wanted to review just because there might not be a point, but here we are anyway. So today we're going to take a look at the red Dino Thunder Ranger from Bandai's Power Ranger Legacy line. The reason I said that I might not do this video is because he's very, very similar. He's just a different color, different head sculpt. I don't really look at the build-up pieces for these because, you know, there's no reason. I'm not reviewing individual pieces, but let's do it anyway. So this is their standard box, and like I've said before, in the few reviews I have done, I do dig this packaging. If you're an inbox collector for these, and I know there's quite a few out there, I don't really blame you, although that's not me. The back has product shots of the full wave and the Build-A-Zord for Dino Thunder, which is not what comes with the full wave. You've got to get 2 waves worth of figures to get this build-a-piece, or build-a-figure, once all of the Dino Thunder figures are out there. But yeah, packaging's cool. I dig the Dino Thunder look. I didn't really watch the show, it was beyond my time, but let's pull him out and see what he's got. Alright guys, so here is our red Dino Thunder Ranger out of the box, and this might be a pretty quick review because there's really not tons and tons to talk about. If you saw the blue Dino Thunder video with the green Zeo Ranger, you kind of know what to expect here. So let's take a look at just the overall aesthetic of this guy first, because he's got a few cool things going for him just in terms of the overall design, because like I said, I dig their design. I like the stripes on the outfit. I love the emblem for the series, and I like their helmet designs too. And their helmets are pretty well executed so far on these figures. I like the paintwork. The white line on the helmet looks good. The black is crisp. The dinosaur eyes on the helmet are nice. My big gripes with these figures is in terms of certain paint applications and just some sort of general design choices. But in overall, I like their aesthetic, I like their look. This definitely looks like a pretty good, slightly muscular representation of the Dino Thunder Red Ranger. You know, they should be skinnier, but I'm not going to argue that point here. My main issues come in the fact that we've got 2 different tones of gold coming through. So we've got a very metallic gold on the bracers, on the emblem, and then on the collar. The belt and the boot cuffs are the same kind of gold that we saw with the gold Zeo Ranger, and they don't match, so there's no paint application there, which is a huge miss for me. I think if it had been one shade, whether it's right or wrong, would have been better than having 2 different shades of gold on this figure. And then the pegs on the arms and legs should not be red. Obviously the red is just the molded plastic. I wish they could have taken, you know, a few seconds to paint those pegs that are showing through. They should be painted white. Speaking of paint, where we get it, it's pretty well cleanly applied. There is white on the arms and on the legs because the majority of this figure is just molded plastic. That's pretty standard for this line. We do have white on the chest, and then we've got the black and the gold, which is done really well on that emblem. I do like it. I think it's nice. It works well with the joint, you know. I'm not really complaining there. We do have some silver on the buckle as well. So there is some paint, don't get me wrong. There is paint, and where it's applied, it is correct and, you know, cleanly done. I just wish there was a little more overall. As far as articulation, I'm going to run through this real quick because this is standard for this entire line, but if you're not familiar, you know, now's your chance to find out. So head can swivel, look up and down just a little bit, but it's pretty minimal. The arms are slightly ratcheted. Go all the way around. Bicep swivel, double joints at the elbows, although they're not the best. They don't go too far past 90, but it's pretty good. And then the wrists are ball jointed, which, since I'm talking about them, is another kind of pain point for me, in that the wrists are white balls, but they should be red. So that's just another glaring thing. These, I'm pretty sure the entire line is like this. I don't think any of them have correct colored ball joints, although there might be 1 or 2. I'd have to go back and look. So that's just, it just sticks out at me is all. We've got a crunch at the chest, and he can go back just a minimal amount, like it's pretty minimal, almost non-existent. Forward pretty good. Waist twist. Legs can go all the way out. This is pretty standard for this line. Forward kick really far. We go back a little bit. There is a thigh cut up there. We've got double joints at the knees. There's nothing at that boot, even though, you know, it looks like there could be. We have a rocker and a hinge at that ankle. So it's pretty standard articulation. Overall, it's not bad. You're not going to get anything you've never seen before or anything you don't expect here. Now, as far as accessories goes, this is maybe another one of my pain points, but I've come to expect it and accept it at this point. He's got the standard kind of generic laser pistol for the series. Now that I need to know what it's called, its name escapes me. The big deal for me in this regard is that, you know, there was the big debacle with the MMPR Rangers and the fact that they had to re-release them to appease their fans to get the power weapons out. Well, Mighty Morphin is not the only series that has weapons like that. Pretty much every series does, including Dino Thunder, and they don't come with their respective weapons. All they come with are these generic blasters, and when I think of Power Rangers, I don't think of laser pistols. Granted, they all use them in one way or another, but that's not what I think of. So I still think this is a miss. It's sculpted well enough, it's got some paint on it, and it looks fine, but I still think it's a bit of a miss in terms of, you know, getting what the fans want into their hands. So overall, this figure and this line is still just sort of okay to me. It doesn't blow me away. This figure has better quality control on it than the blue figure, despite the fact that it's oriented and crammed in that package in a weird way. He's not warped like my blue figure was, so that's a plus on its own, and that's a big thing for me. I still wish that they came with their specific weapons, and the paint mishaps and application issues still exist. I just find it odd. But I do dig the look here. They've got the articulation that modern figures have. And if you're a die-hard Power Rangers fan, I mean, this is really your only option at this point. So you pretty much have to snatch them up or just accept the fact you're not going to get anything better. So that's going to do it for this look at the Power Rangers Legacy Red Dino Thunder Ranger from Bandai America. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, guys. And until next time.